Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corcoran Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill. It's Wednesday 13.
This is Dad from Devil Driving.
This is Motorist from War. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
Welcome back to Rabid Noise on Rabid Radio. That was Empty Temples from the Sword's upcoming new album, High Country. And joining us on the program now from the band is JD. Great to have you on the show, man. What's going on?
Oh, not a lot. Just getting ready for the album to come out.
Awesome, man. Must be pretty excited.
Yeah, very excited.
Must be waiting for like Christmas or a birthday or something.
Something like that. You know, the time in between the recording and the release is always, you know, just a bit dull, and you know, you just want it to hurry up and be done with, so that everyone can hear it.
Exactly, man. And it's a killer album, dude. And by the sounds of things, the album came together quite quickly. As was only recorded a couple of months ago, right?
It was recorded back in like March.
Yeah, and you know, it's been released at the end of this month. Did you have a bunch of songs ready to go for it? You know, that you'd written on the road or prior to that, or did you write it in the studio?
No, we had quite a long break after the last cycle of touring from our last record, and you know, just wrote during that time. That's what we usually do, right, when we're off, when we're at home.
Awesome, man. Well, this album seems to lean towards more of the classic rock sound than previous albums. What was it that pushed the writing in that direction this time around?
It's just kind of where we're at, you know. It's the kind of stuff we listen to, you know. It's really like quite a potpourri of different styles and stuff on there, you know. A lot of draws deeply from, you know, a lot of American styles. Really, it's a really American record, I have to say. Like, which is something that someone else pointed out to me, but once they did, I really kind of had to agree. That it's you know, it's a lot of blues influence and kind of you know, a little bit of funk even, and you know, kind of psychedelia, and you know, all kinds of stuff thrown in there.
Yeah, talking about the psychedelia, it's like the opening track. Was it Unicorn Farm?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's a real trip, dude.
Yeah, the idea with that was just to kind of start the album off with just something totally kind of out of left field, just, you know, something no one would really expect, and just to make people for, you know, a second wonder if they were listening to the right album.
Well, man, it's definitely a cool opener. Well, I'm a big fan of your album covers, and I love the classic look of High Country, especially as it reminds me of flipping through my neighbour's dad's vinyl collection as a kid. You know, you'd see some, you know, old classic covers like, you know, the old Thin Lizzy and stuff like that. It's pretty damn cool, man. You know, is that something you consider when coming up with album covers?
Yeah, I mean, the cover to me is always really important. I always try to find, you know, an artist whose work I really admire to do it. Because, you know, I mean, I'm kind of an artist myself, and you know, I'm very kind of visually oriented. So, you know, a good album cover to me, you know, even though it's kind of, you know, a modern concept, you know, the idea of there being a piece of artwork associated with a piece of music, but you know, it's something that you know, resonates with me, and I really like to have that. You know, a good album cover always, you know, complements a good record.
Definitely, man. And as I was saying, like the vinyl side of things, you know, is that something that you take into consideration as well? That, you know, that would look awesome, you know, in a vinyl collection on, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and really, when I first saw the artist's work, his name's Jetter Green. He's from San Diego. And I just kind of happened across his artwork in a store, and immediately that's what, you know, I thought, like, wow, that would look great on an album cover. You know, it just had that, you know, kind of look to it.
It's awesome, man. I really dig it. It as I was saying before, it reminds me of you know, a lot of things from my childhood, flipping through, discovering, you know, old school albums and things like that. Yeah. So I can't wait to get it on a shirt.
Yeah, that photo on the cover, I think, was actually taken in New Zealand.
Oh, really?
By a friend of the artist, yeah.
Well, there you go. That's really cool, man. Well, it's also being released in a weed-themed deluxe edition featuring, a wooden stash box and grinder card and papers, which is an awesome idea. Who came up with that?
I think that was between Kyle and maybe the guys at our merch. Kyle, our guitar player, and the guys at our merch company came up with that idea. And it's just kind of meant to be a little tongue-in-cheek, sort of.
I'm sure there's lots of dudes out there who would actually appreciate getting that with their album.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd like to think that we know our fans pretty well.
Awesome, man. Well, we're going to go to the track Iron Swan from the Age of Winter's album now, and we'll be back very soon on Rabid Noise. Hey guys, just want to take a minute to give a shout out to our podcast supporters, RW Promotion, who are the best in the business when it comes to printing posters, flyers, banners, badges, business cards, you name it. They've got what it takes to help you get everything you need to help spread the word about your band or business. And with a blistering turnaround, they'll make sure you get your product ASAP. So get in touch with Richard and the team at www.rwpromotion.com.au or shoot them an email at info@rwpromotion.com.au. Also want to give a shout out to the guys at Blacklight Art and Design, who in my opinion are the Gold Coast best screen printers. So, we've gotten many band shirts and even our own Rabid Noise shirts done through these guys, and they've also got one of the fastest turnarounds I've ever seen. So all quality prints at competitive prices. So whether it's band merchandise, sporting teams, promotional garments or workwear, they've got you covered. So hit them up at www.blacklightad.com.au or email them at info@blacklightad.com.au. So big thanks to those guys for helping us to bring you this podcast each and every week and for, of course, supporting the metal scene. So now it's back to Rabid Noise. And we're back with JD from The Sword. Now, you guys have, you've got your own hot sauce and beer, which is pretty cool. Did you come up with the recipe for the hot sauce yourself?
I didn't personally, but the other guys, Brian and Kyle, and our old drummer Trivet, went down to the place in Austin, the shop that it's made at, and kind of taste tested different stuff, and they all kind of came up with the recipe.
And what about the beer?
The beer also, the one that's made in Texas, Real Ale. Again, I don't actually live in Austin anymore, so I don't get to participate in these things, unfortunately. But the other guys all, went to the brewery and, talked with the brewers and, came up with something they thought would be good. And yeah, so we definitely, it's not something, with stuff like that. I mean, to me, it's weird enough that, we do stuff like that. I mean, it's just kind of the way that things are in this day and age. You just don't make as much money off of selling records, so you kind of have to think of creative other ways to make a little bit of cash. And so, but that being said, we do take it seriously, and we don't want to just throw some random, product out there and just slap our name on it just because, it's, if we're going to put something out, it's going to be something that we had a hand in and that, is something that we would, use ourselves.
So not like Kiss.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, apart from the beer and the hot sauce, is there anything else that you guys have been tossing around to release in the merch area that's a little bit different as well?
We actually had a BMX bike come out last year, maybe a little while ago, which was pretty cool. Our drummer Jimmy is really into BMX, and so he got together with this company, and they were able to put out this Sword BMX bike, which is probably one of the coolest merch items we've put out ever. If you could even call it merch, I don't even know. It's maybe something beyond that. But let's see, what else? We are having another. The company that put out our last beer is putting out a new one coming out this winter. That's called Ghost Eye, which is based off of a song on the new record. So that'll be really cool.
Can we get it in Australia? Do you know?
Probably not. They're right now. They're Texas. It's mostly distributed in Texas, and I think they export a little bit. But they're growing. They're a growing company. It's called Real Ale. So yeah, maybe someday they'll have some international distribution.
I'm going to try and hunt some down on the internet. I'll get someone to bring some back for me. That sounds awesome, man. Well, you've toured with everyone from, Metallica, Clutch, Machine Head, and you've been all over the world. What has been the most significant gig for you?
Oh, man, I don't know if there's been any one particular gig, been a lot of really memorable ones. Yeah, that'd be really hard to say. Yeah, I mean, it's been a little while since we've been on the road. I don't know if there's one. There's, I don't want to pick any favorites. It's about the whole journey.
That's it, man. Well, I believe you guys were here for Soundwave in 2013, wasn't it? That's a little while ago. Or
was it 2012? Maybe, I don't know. I think it was. I don't know. I can never recall specific years. It's what happens.
Man, it's with all the Soundwaves, like it all just after a couple of years, if you forget who was on the last one, you just remember that you saw them. So, So that was awesome, man. Can we expect to see you guys down here again soon?
Yeah, we're working on coming down sometime early in 2016. So hopefully that'll happen. Could
we say Soundwave?
Oh, no, I don't actually think it's going to be Soundwave. It's going to be like a headlining tour.
Oh, awesome. That's what we want. That'll be mad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've done Soundwave twice. We've been down there with Metallica. The thing we haven't done is like play normal shows in normal clubs for our fans. So that's really the next thing.
Man, there's a lot of people down here I know that love you guys and would love to see you play for 2 or 3 hours.
We'll see.
Awesome, man. Well, we're going to go to the Track Warp Riders now. Thanks for hanging with us tonight, man. And hopefully we'll get those dates announced soon and we'll be seeing you in the country.
Yeah, man. I hope so as well. Take it easy.
Thanks, dude.